Recording also. So Rajkumar, I need a function to be created. The return type is void, and then the name of the method should be method1.
Okay.
So how I can write it?
Yeah, void method1.
Yes, void method1.
Bracket.
Open and close the parenthesis.
And flower bracket.
Yes, open and close. So I just have print as method1. So here void is a return type. Can I have a return statement here?
Optional.
Yes, it is optional. Can I return any value here?
No.
Yes, I cannot return any value. So that's why the return statement is not mandatory. Can I make it as a static method?
Yeah.
Yes, I can have as a static or a non-static method both. So then next, if it's a static method, how I can call this method?
Just by class.
Yes.
Class name dot method name.
Super. Dot method name. That's it. So let me have here as CISO program starts. Yes. So now we are able to call it. So now I'll have an, I want another method. Hey, hi Sojanya, can you help me here? I want to write a method where the return type is integer and then the name of the method is actually what? For example, printer. The return type is integer, name of the method is printer. Hey, hi Sojanya, your voice is not audible.
I'm talking on mute.
Oh yeah, good. Okay. So can you help me?
Int is the method you said. Oh, sorry, int is the data type you said.
Yes, int is a return type here.
Okay, return type. Int.
Printer is the name of the method.
Okay, printer.
Printer.
Parenthesis.
Parenthesis. Open and close it.
And so return.
Yeah. Printer. Method.
Return some value.
Superb. So what value can be written?
Integer value.
Yes, any integer, a number. Is it mandatory to have a return statement here?
Yes.
Yes. And can I have any statement after the return? No, we cannot have any statement. Return should be the last statement here.
Okay.
Got it, right? Okay. So now if I want to call that method, same. In case if it is static, I can call it with the help of my class name. But right now it's a non-static. How I can call this?
You have to create an object.
Yes, function usage, obj1 equal to new function usage. Okay. So then now I want to call the method obj1 dot printer. Okay. Now right click, run as Java application. Program starts, method1. So for this, it calls me this method, then returns. After that, I'm creating an object, obj1.printer calls me this method, printer method. Then I'm returning 10 here. That comes over here. Then after that, program ends. Can you tell me, I want to print the return value also. Can you tell me what I need to do? What can I do if I want to print the return value?
We need to add a signature or argument.
So what I need to do?
No, I think we need to add an argument in the method first.
Yes, that is.
And then we will.
A is equal.
Let's call that argument.
Yes, it's actually a variable. I have created a variable here.
Yeah.
Yes. Then right click, run as Java application. Got it? Any questions for anyone, guys? So now I want the same method name I need here. Can I make it? Can we create a same method name again?
Yeah, with different signature.
Super. That concept is called as
Method.
Overloading.
yes, correct. It is method overloading. So now I will have integer printer. Now how I can give a signature for it?
Integer.
Yes, I can just give any argument.
Yeah.
Yes. Then after that, I'll just print it. Printer integer argument method. Okay. Then after that here, I will also try to print the a variable. This integer a is a local variable for this method. Then it's going to actually what print. So a plus 10. That means what is the value I'm passing a? That value will be added with 10 and then that will be written.
Can we just print even a as well without 10?
Yes. This is what it is.
Is it fine or?
Yes, that is also possible.
Okay.
But right now I'm trying to add it.
Okay. Okay.
So now if I want to call this method, I need to give obj1.printer. Now I need to pass an integer argument. So I'll just pass 20. Now what will happen? That will call this printer method, prints me printer integer argument method plus a. What is the a value right now we have passed is 20. That 20 is what it comes here. So prints me 20 here. Then after that return 20 plus 10, that is 30. That 30 will come here. If I want, I can capture it in a variable integer b is equal to. Then scissor b. Got it? I'll just give hashes here so that we'll come to know. I click run as Java application. Got it? Any questions for anyone on this? Everyone clear, right?
Why static is not given?
Sorry, why static?
Static or non-static is not given. Is given it is non-static.
So these two methods are non-static method. This is a static method.
Okay.
So non-static methods can be called with help of the object name alone. That's what we have done here.
Okay.
Clear? So this is about functions and then how we use actually what the return types and then how we will use actually what the arguments, the method overloading concept. Got it right? Any questions on this for anyone?
No.
Super. So now next, let me go to the another program. Okay, so now let me create one more class. So now I will have class here. So here now I will have one method here called so void method one. This is a default method. Another method which accepts integer argument. another method which accepts double, another one more method which accepts integer a and then double b. This accepts a double argument and then an integer argument. Double and integer argument method here. Okay, so now I want to call these methods here. So I'll just give CISO. First, program starts. Function arguments obj1 is equal to new function arguments. Yeah, one more thing, I'll just make it some places. So integer, the return type should be actually what accepting return 10. This will be like a string where it returns hi. Instead of writing it in the next line, I'm just writing in the same place to make sure we can see the entire program. That's the thing. Here, boolean. That's it. Then after that, yeah, obj1 dot. I'll call first the method one. So then obj1 dot method one, which accepts an integer argument. So here, when I call this method, it's going to return me some value also. That value is 10. So I'll also give a plus 10. So that I'll capture again in some variable integer value is equal to, I'll just give like this. Then next, obj1 dot method one, which accepts a double argument 20.30 or 40. This will return me a string. So string ABC, so that it will be easy for me. Then next, obj1 dot method one, which accepts actually what an integer and double 10 comma 30.50. This is going to return me a boolean. See, obj1 dot method one, which is going to accept 30.40 70. This is not going to return anything. It's a void, so I cannot do something. Then finally, CISO program ends. So when I execute this program, how actually what memory allocation will be done for it. That is what we are going to see here. Open up Paint. this. So first, when we execute, it's going to create me one memory location for it. The memory location name will be my function arguments. Then after that, it's going to create the first memory which will be created. It will be static pool. So static pool will be created. Then after that, it loads all the static members. So right now, what are the static members we have? Only main is a static member. So only my main function alone gets loaded here. Public static void main string arguments. Only that gets loaded. Then after that, actually what? The main function starts to execute. A local memory for main will be created for it. A local memory for the main is created. Then next actually what? System.println program starts. So main function starts to execute. First it prints me program starts. And have it here. Then next actually what? I'm going to create an object here. So new function arguments. So that will help me to create an object. Then next obj1 will be the object name. Then next function arguments. So now what will happen? So right now for me function arguments is the reference. So it loads all the global members. It can be static or non-static. It can be a variable or it can be a function. It loads all the members to the object. So I already told you static members always will be taken from the static pool. So it takes the main function there. Then all the non-static members will be loaded again. Void method 1, integer method 1 of integer a, string double a, boolean integer double, void method 1 double an integer. So all the informations are loaded. Then next obj1 dot method 1. Then goes to the obj1, goes and executes me method 1. Before executing, what will happen? It creates me a memory location for the method 1. Local memory for void method 1 will be created. Then next actually what? It executes. So it prints me default method. Okay. Then after that actually what? Once after the execution, it comes out of this method. Now what will happen? It deletes this memory. Then next actually what? Integer a is equal to. So now what will happen? It creates me one local variable inside the main function, integer a is equal to. Then obj1 dot method 1 of 10. obj1 dot method 1 of 10. So goes to the obj1, goes to the method 1 and searches for a method 1 accepts integer argument. Yes, we have here. Now it creates a local memory for that. It's a local memory for that. Then next, now what will happen? Integer a. It creates a local memory. So integer a. So now is equal to. So what is the value? 10. So it creates a local memory, and then after that, sorry. So hey guys, sorry, my mistake. So now the thing is actually, yeah. So it actually what? obj1 dot method 1, it goes and call me this method. Then here to this A variable right now it's going to store value 10, which is a local variable for this method. So that is what here is happening, the integer A. So there the value is what? 10 for me here. Then next actually what? It prints me system.print integer argument method. Prints me integer argument method. Then after that return A plus 10. So now I'm referring the variable by A. So now what happened? It goes to the local memory here. Because we are executing this method. So now the local memory is what? This only. Okay. So here do we have A variable? Yes. The value is what? 10. Then 10 plus 10 it will be what? 20. That 20 now it will be actually what? Returned to this place. Then after that in the A variable it stores 20 there. So once it comes out of this memory, what will happen for us? The memory also will get deleted. Then next actually what? String B is equal to. Now what will happen? Again, a local variable string B is equal to. Then obj1.method1 20.40. So now what happened? 20.40 is what? A double argument. Now it searches, goes to the obj1. Do we have a method which accepts a double argument? Yes, we have. So then it comes in. Then next actually what? Creates an argument double A. And then what is the value we passed? 20.40. 20.40. Got it? Then next actually what? It executes double argument method. It prints me double argument method. Then after that returns me high. So that high will come to this place. Then it will be stored under the B variable. That's what here high. It comes. Right? Any questions so far for anyone? Okay. So now it has been stored high over here over there. Clear? So then it comes to Boolean C. So and then before that it deletes the memory also here. Clear? Clear for everyone, guys? Anyone has any questions so far? Anyone has any questions so far? So can everyone ping me as yes if you are understood so far? Can everyone ping me if you are understood so far? Okay, cool. So next we'll go for Boolean C. Can anyone try for it? Can anyone? So now what will happen when I give Boolean C? So now what will happen?
Boolean C will be in local memory.
Yes, it creates a local variable Boolean C in the main function. Correct. Then
and then object method one, it will go to the object one memory.
Yes.
It will pick that particular argument method.
Correct. 10, 30.50. That means which one will match here?
Integer and double.
Yes, correct. So Boolean method one, integer and double. Yes, correct. Then
it will go to the method.
Now what will happen? One more thing. Integer A and double B. That will be actually what?
Local.
Yes, a local variable for this space. So what will be the value for A and what will be the value for B?
10, 30.15.
Correct. So A value we have passed 10, B value we have passed 30.50. So this will be 10. Okay, so then it will go and call me this
method.
Integer and double argument method. Then
Prints and then return.
Return true. That true, what will happen now?
Local memory main method.
Yes, that will be stored here. Got it? Yes, it's a good man. Thanks, Rajkumar.
Yeah.
Then along with that, it also deletes our memory. Then next, obj1 dot method 1 40.40 comma 70. So goes to the obj1. So which method accepts a double and integer? This one. So next, now what will happen? It creates a memory. So double A and then integer B will be my local variable. So what is my A value? That is 40.40. B value is what? 70. 40.40. The B value will be 70. Correct? Then after that, it executes me double and integer argument method. Then after that comes out of the method. Here we are not returning anything because it's a return type is void. Then after that, it deletes this memory. Then after that, system.println program ends. Then after that comes out of the main function. So the memory gets deleted. Then after that comes out of the entire program. So the entire memory will be deleted by the garbage collector. Got it? Any questions for anyone? Everyone understood the usage of functions, the return types, and then the arguments, how memory will be allocated? Is everyone clear on this part? Super. Saujanya and Akshata, you guys also clear, right? Great. Good. Great, guys. So next we will go for constructor. Before going to that, we'll have a break for 5 minutes till 9:47. Then after that, we will start with actually what? Constructors. Okay. We'll have a break for 5 minutes till 9:47. Then we will go for constructors.
Okay.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. A 5 minutes break. Hello. Hey guys. So we'll continue the session. So now we'll see about constructors. So how to use constructors, we will see. Let's rename it. Refactor, rename. Constructors usage. So then here, how a constructor will be used. So constructor name will be always my class name. Okay, the constructor's name will be always my class name here. Constructor does not have actually what any return types here. Okay, it can have directly the name of the class as its constructor name. Okay, then as like method overloading, here we have constructor overloading. See, integer u. Same thing. Next we have integer b. I'll give integer and double b. Double integer b, like that. So I'll just call it scissor default constructor. Integer argument constructor plus, and then my variable name a. Same thing, integer and integer argument constructor a plus integer double argument a plus double and integer constructor a plus b. Okay, so this is how, as like method overloading, we can have constructor overloading also. So how these constructors will be called is, okay, so constructors will be called whenever we create an object. Whenever we create an object, the constructors will be called. Okay, that's how it works. So I will create an object here. So first I'll have scissor program starts, scissor program ends. So then I'll create an object for this class, constructor usage, obj1 equal to new constructor usage. That's it. Whenever we create a class, create an object, that time the constructor will be called by default. Okay, so I'm going to so now when I'm creating an object, I'm not passing any argument. Based on the argument passage, that specific constructor will be called here. Okay, see, now when you execute it, right click, run as Java application. So first program starts, then when we create an object over there, it calls me the default constructor. Then after that, program ends. Then after that, now I'm going to pass an integer value. So now what happened? Instead of calling the default constructor, it's going to call the integer argument constructor. Got it? Integer argument constructor. If I pass actually what? An integer value, 10, 10 or 10, 20, something, anything. Now, see, integer and integer argument constructor. So based on the argument, the specific constructor will be called for us here. That's what it will happen. Understood? Any questions for anyone?
What is the major difference between method and constructor?
Yes. So methods will be called explicitly. Okay, methods will be called explicitly whenever I want to actually what? Use it. Okay, that time I will be calling it. So methods actually what? Usually we will be using it actually what? For n number of times. So for example, if I want to execute the same set of lines multiple times, I will have it as a method. Then I will be utilizing it actually what? By calling it for n number of times. But constructor level, whenever we want to execute a set of lines, whenever I'm creating an object, those point of time I will be having it, because we don't create an object for a class n number of times. Only once we will be creating it. So that point of time, a memory will be created by default. That is, a constructor memory will be created by default always. So better to have it in a constructor level so that the memory usage level, it will be easy for us. That is, we don't want to unnecessarily call the method n number of times. Instead of that, the constructor level itself, it will be called for us. That's what will happen. Got it right?
Yeah, got it. So, like you mentioned here, when creating this object one,
Yeah.
new constructor underscore usage, and you have given these parameters.
Yes.
So this we can't do in the method level, right? Like this, we have to
explicitly. I need to call the method. So that is, a memory will be created for that. So now the thing is, any point of time, whenever we create an object, a constructor memory is been always allocated for it. So if you are not utilizing it also, a memory is being allocated for it. So that's why we are trying to utilize it by the time when we are going to create the object itself. Got it? Any questions for anyone on this?
and can we use, because you have not used a void, and also construction won't be a return type one?
Correct. Constructors, actually what, we will not have a return types over there. So here constructors actually what, will have only arguments alone. We don't have return types in the constructor.
So it will not return any value.
Correct. It cannot return any value. Understood? Any questions?
Clear.
Okay. So with this, I'll stop it for today. So tomorrow we will see about the memory usage, and then after that we will also see about the static and non-static block usage, and then the memory also. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Good. So tomorrow the same meeting ID, guys. So with that you will be joining for the morning session. Okay. Good.
Okay.
Any questions for anyone for today's session alone?
Along with the constructors, can we use methods also?
Yes, you can use. So in case if I have another one more method, good question. So I have one more method here. So which is void method one. So default method. So if I want to call the method, just simply we'll be calling it as obj1 dot method one. Then we call this method. Got it right?
Yes.
Good. Any questions for Akshita? Any questions for you, Akshita? You clear?
No. No, Murali.
Okay, cool. Super. Okay, so Rajkumar and Saujanya, so you guys like the session, and then will you be continuing the sessions? So did you like my training, the way of training? So just want to note over there. So do you guys like the way I train, and then you want to continue the session?
Yeah. I would like to.
Super. Oh, cool. Saujanya,
I'll make the payment on Wednesday if you don't mind.
Sure, that's okay. That's not a problem. No worries. Saujanya, from your end?
Yeah, it is fine. I'm understanding.
Oh, cool. That's great. Okay. So I will stop with this first session for today. So tomorrow morning 7:30 we'll have the same session. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.